Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the Great and Powerful Zilla, and today I'm bringing you a video on this ship right here that I just got yesterday. This is the Imperial Japanese Navy Yoshino. Don't have any pictures of the ship. Why? Because it was never built. It was part of Project B-65, the Japanese concept of decisive battle in World War II. It was designed in 1940. It was never built. Okay? All right, and you can well imagine the reasons for that. So let's take a look at what's going on in World of Warcraft right now. Well, as far as the Yoshino goes, you can't get it for in the premium shop. They don't sell it for dollars. They sell it for coal, and you get that in the game. So you go to the Yoshino. You want to buy it without a coupon. It's 248,000 coal. With a coupon, it's 184,000 coal. And if you have some steel laying around that you don't need, it'll convert steel at a ratio of 1 steel for 10 coal. So in using that combination, I was able to get not only this ship, but the Georgia as well earlier. And if you're like me, you know, coal just kind of piles up, right? And, you know, that's how I got it. I just never spent the coal and it just piled up and there it is. Is it worth it? Absolutely. I highly recommend you get this ship if you don't have it. It is a great ship and it's fun to play. Let's talk about some other stuff that's going on with warships right now before I get too far into the ship. Yeah, there be issues, folks. There be issues. All right. So to start with, you got this rogue wave thing going on, the savage battles and whatnot, and that's all fine and good. You got those missions to complete. That's all fine and good. You get some good prizes out of that. That's great. This hot fix was put in for a couple of reasons, but primarily it was put there to introduce rank sprint, which hasn't started yet because they got problems. So what they did, they adjusted the rank sprint where you don't have to get as many stars in the first season of it. All right. But the main thing they wanted to address was the anti-aircraft, which I talked about in my video with the Hakuru and 8.5. They admit that they made a mistake, so they want to correct it. So let's go to the news feed up here, and let's take a look at what they say about that. Yeah, I'm not really sure if this is going to work or not. And one day my internet will connect and I'll be able to look at the news and share it with you and give you my puffer, my opinion. The forums, by the way, if you have a chance to go read the forums, they're very entertaining. They have been lit up for the last 3 days. And then today, oh my God, get your popcorn, boys and girls, because it is all kinds of good, clean family fun over there. So they talk about clan brawl. I'll get to that in a little bit. But this is the crux of it, 851. They talk about rank sprint, and then they talk about the balance edits. Now, what they're going to do to fix, quote unquote, the anti-aircraft is they're going to add 250 health points to planes that have survivability expert on their captain. Okay? What if you don't have it? Doesn't apply to you. So they're going to add 250 hit points at tier 10. You're taking about 1100 damage per second at tier 10. So this is going to let your plane survive for another second, maybe nanosecond. You're still going to get them all shot down, and you still incur that enormous economic penalty for losing planes. You might get a strike off. You might even get 2, but you're going to lose money. You're going to lose money consistently, and it's going to hemorrhage like crazy. They basically, with this, they eviscerated aircraft carriers. You can't even play them. You lose so much money. Okay? Played a match in my midway yesterday. Lost 58,000. Hey, I did 50, 60,000 damage. Didn't sink any ships. Lost a bunch of planes. Lost 58,000 at the end of the match, and we won. So there's no point in playing 8 and 10 aircraft carriers until they fix the economy. You can tinker with the DPS all you want to. It doesn't fix the economy. You do paltry damage. You maybe do 40, 50,000 damage in a battle. You know, if you're good and if you get lucky. But you're going to lose money. You're going to lose money. There's no way to justify it. So this is pointless. In my opinion, until they fix the economy, This doesn't make any sense. All right. What, are you going to live another nanosecond? Wow, I'm flying over a Minotaur to get to a Grossa Kurfürst over in the back. They're gone. You could try and avoid it all you want to. It doesn't matter. They're gone because you're taking consistent damage over time. It's ticking like a clock. You're going to lose a plane every so many seconds, right? Well, now, okay, they add a second. Whoop the frickin' do. That doesn't fix it, right? Okay? And they fixed a bunch of UI changes, quality of life stuff. Some of it, I don't even know if it needed to be fixed, but they addressed those issues, at the bottom. You can read it for yourself. It's in the news feed. It's on the website. Go look at it for yourself, and then take a look at the forums and watch the rage, ladies and gentlemen. And then they changed this. Apparently, what had happened was small clans that had poor attendance, clans that weren't able to compete with other clans. Like my clan, we won a good portion of these. You had to get base experience. So they changed that so it goes on flags now. And we'll see how that works at the end of the day. But the idea is to allow the smaller clans that have low attendance to compete with the bigger clans that have fair to good attendance and are able to do these base experience games and be successful. So they're going to count flags now. I'm waiting to see how that works. This is the Imperial Japanese fleet, Yoshino. Again, this ship was never built. It was designed. It was never built. Okay? And this is a very, very good ship. And I will say this probably about 24 times. Don't get close to other ships. In this ship, you will die. It's not a brawler. It's a long-range sniper. My suggestion to anyone playing this ship, get in the back, circle around, spam high explosive. You're not a coward. That's just the way the ship's built. Survivability, it has a good health pool. Okay? Has a pretty good health pool. It's a lot better than the Zao, right? Okay? Has to be. Has to be. I'll explain that in a little bit. Okay? Artillery-wise, it has 12.2-inch guns. They have a 21-kilometer range. You can get that out to 24 kilometers if you take the captain skill and modules. All right? These are good. They are laser accurate without an upgrade. You put an upgrade up on here, yeah, you're Battlestar Galactica. Okay? These are fantastic. Fantastic main guns. Your secondary armament, you've got 100 millimeter guns. I'm just going to say this outright. If you're using secondaries against something, you're doing it wrong. You should never get into secondary range with this ship. You should always be off. Yeah, there's going to be times that you get in a scrum, but and the main idea is you want to stay away from other ships because you are fragile. These are not going to penetrate anything. 100 millimeters, you might hit destroyers and whatnot. Certainly not going to hurt a cruiser very much. And good luck doing anything to a battleship with them. They just, no. Now, it has a base 73 anti-aircraft. You can, of course, increase that with modules and upgrades and captain skills. That's good enough. Your Hakuru and your Midway have a 75, 78 aircraft rating, so it's not bad. Torpedoes, you have two choices on this ship. It has 12 of them per side. You have 20-kilometer torps that do low speed, I think it's 60-something knots, and then you have your 12-kilometer torps that have 67 knots. The 20 kilometers carry a smaller warhead. They don't do as much damage, but certainly that would be useful in a clan war situation. 12 kilometers do just fine. You get below 12 kilometers in this ship, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong, guys. This ship is not. Don't get close. I talked about the main armament, talked about the secondaries, talked about the torpedoes. It comes with all that stuff. The ship comes from, when you get the ship, you get a 3-point commander, and you get permaflage, which is nice. So you can put your permaflage on there, and you can fit it out with whatever signal flags that you want / need. This is not a cruiser that you can take your Zao Captain and put it on here. It doesn't work that way. It's a little bit different. It plays a lot different to the Zao in many different aspects. Okay, there's one big reason for that. I'll show you in a little bit. But as far as the torps go, they're segregated. They're not centralized like the Zao. So if you're shooting at a ship over here, that torp launcher works. If you're shooting over a ship over there, that torp launcher, and then there's one behind that, and that one shoots toward the rear. If you want to fire your all your torps in one direction, you have to be directly broadside to that area that you're going to launch your torps in order for it to work. Captain skills on this ship, I don't know. Certainly go with the damage control. You don't want stuff to get broken on this ship at all. Turret rotation. Pardon me. Absolutely. They're slow to begin with, and with one upgrade, they get slower. So you definitely want that. Your third tier, probably basic firing training to help with your AA. Again, if you're using your secondaries, you're wrong. But anything to help your AA out a little bit in randoms would help you. It doesn't give you the option for IFHE here. So definitely superintendent, maybe survivability expert. Anything that mitigates damage is good for this ship. Again, anything, if you're within 12 kilometers of anything, you're doing it wrong. You should be at a long distance firing with this ship. It is a very, very good ship, but it is a boxer, and you're jabbing and dancing around. You're not getting in there and doing uppercuts and stuff. You're hitting at range, okay? So, like I said, with anti-aircraft, you're okay. Getting the basic and advanced firing training will help that a little bit. And if you really want to, you can get mods. But if you're planning on playing this ship in Clan Wars at this time, CVs aren't in Clan Wars, so that doesn't do any good for you. Okay? So, yeah. 6 of one, half dozen of another. Maneuverability, she'll do 34 knots in a straight line. She turns like a pig. Steering gears might be an option you want to think about depending on your play style. Concealment, you're not really going to hide, but you kind of need to. So, getting concealment expert on your captain might be a good thing. Definitely get the concealment module, in my opinion. The concealment upgrade if you can. But you're still not hiding from very much. Let's take a look at her armor. And this is where it is different. Everything else is pretty identical to the Zao. 30 millimeters, 20 millimeters, 25 millimeters. It's pretty identical to the Zao. But when you look at her Citadel, it sits above the water. 178 millimeter Citadel armor. It sits above the water, right? Okay. Below the water, it's only 96 millimeters, right? And take a look at her sister ship, the Zao, and it's below the water. Less armor, but it's more consistent, and it's below the water. This one sits above the waterline. So if you get within 12 kilometers of a ship, you're going to get Citadel. And that's where the difference is. This ship is squishy. She cannot take a big hit from a battleship or even a cruiser with 8-inch guns. She's just not going to take it. So that's why I say you want to stay at range with this ship. You don't want to be up close and personal. She's pretty tanky at range, but when you get up close, it's pretty much game over, guys. You're not going to do a whole lot. So bear that in mind when you're playing the ship. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take her into a co-op battle. And we're going to see what we can do and see what not to do in this ship. This is my 4th, 5th game in this ship. First one I've recorded. We'll give it a shot, but as I said with all my videos, you get what you get. I don't cherry pick the games, and sometimes I'm pretty good, and sometimes I'm not. In this game, I'm kind of average. So, it's a good thing because it's going to show you what not to do. All right. But definitely get this ship. If you can get this ship, get this ship. She comes fully loaded. Let me talk a little bit about the mods I've used. Well, first of all, the little upgrades in the game. Um, I went with hydroacoustic search. Yeah, again, I'm looking at clan wars with this ship. You don't really have an option with the fighters. If you're just playing regular fighters, be fine. Maybe spotting aircraft in clan wars. Um, the heal, you can get your upgraded heal if you want to. Repair party. And of course, you're just fine with your standard damage control party. Maybe clan wars, you want to go with the upgraded one. You have your option of your 12 or 20 kilometer torps, and everything else is pretty much standard for the ship. It's a very, very good ship. It comes loaded. It's well worth the investment, guys. Again, I can't recommend this ship enough. I have fun with it so far. The 20 kilometer torps, they do 60 knots and they have 2,800 reduced damage over the 12 kilometer torps. In any case, if you're firing torps at something less than 12 kilometers away, you're doing something wrong. That is your oh shit button, right? Okay. 20 kilometers might be useful in clan wars. You deny that channel. Upgrades, main armaments 1. Anything you can do to reduce any incapacitation or anything. Damage control 1. I went with aiming systems 1. It's already a laser. This thing makes it Battlestar Galactica. You can hit with laser accuracy at long range. I'm talking 18 to 20 kilometers away. You're hitting targets dead on. So you want that. Damage control 2, again, mitigate damage. I went with concealment mod. Now you could go with steering gears. It kind of needs it, right? Okay, but I went with concealment mod because I'm still testing the ship out a little bit. I didn't even consider target acquisition. Yeah, no. Just those two right there. Now it depends on your play style, but pick your poison. Those two are the ones you want to use. I went with concealment mod because it kind of needs it. Yeah, once I fire my guns, it's over. But at least I can hide a little bit. Here you have a bunch of choices. I went with the reload mod. It slows down my turrets a little bit, but if I'm at range and I'm spamming high explosive, I want that rate of fire. I'm not that concerned about my turrets moving with lightning speed, right? Okay. Of course, you may think differently, and you might want to go with a different mod. You don't know torpedo tubes. No, you don't need that. This one is another option for you. It extends the range. That might be a good thing. Secondaries, again, if you're using your secondaries, you're wrong. And AA, yeah, you don't really need that. If you're thinking clan wars, you don't need your AA upgrade. But, pick your poison. You may like it. I would highly suggest, though, you don't need the torp reload thing. Torps are that's your oh my god button. You should not be spamming torps. It's not a destroyer. You've got 12.2 inch guns and you're spamming torps. What's wrong with you, right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it into a co-op battle, and we're going to take a look at the ship in action a little bit. And I tried to go into a random battle earlier today, but there's so much salt in the random battle over everything that Wargaming has done in this little upgrade, and the queue times were very long. So I'll just take it into a co-op battle, and we'll see what happens. So without my mods, I'm blind as a bat anyway. Without my mods, I can see even less. But I try to take a look and see what I'm facing. And we got a Henry and a Charles Martel, and Ognavoy, I think, is on there. And yeah, battleships because of reasons. So I see what I'm up against. I'm kind of liking what I see. I see that I have an opportunity, all right, to do something positive. So again, the ship's acceleration is very, very slow. Reload, 15 seconds. Changing ammo, 16, 17 seconds. On a cruiser like this, you're going to be changing ammo a lot. and you're going to see me do that a couple times in this game, I think. Getting up to speed takes a while. It's not quite an American low-tier battleship, but it's not the zippiest thing in the world. And if you take a look at it, it kind of looks like the Yamato. That's the way it was drawn. Wargaming didn't make this ship up. They got the design plans of B-65 from the Japanese government and archives. But this ship was never actually built, and I'm not quite sure that if it had been built according to plan and come into service in 45, 46 when it was projected, I'm not even quite sure it would have fulfilled the role that the Japanese wanted for it. So take a look at their decisive battle concept, and you judge for yourself and see if that would have worked in the world of 1944-45 with all the aircraft carriers and submarines and stuff that were involved in that. So I take shots at this ship over here. I can't even see what that is. Please forgive me. I am legally blind. But I send some rounds downrange. I think they fell a little bit behind it. I'm going to take one more shot. 15 seconds for 12-inch guns is not bad, right? Not bad at all. So I take shots down there. I don't know that I hit anything. I'm going to take shots at this cruiser. I think that's a cruiser. And, yeah, see what we do. Yep, we got some hits. And that's it. Pretty good range there, guys. And, 3,000 damage. And this thing does a pretty decent amount of damage. It's a very good fire starter. Probably a little bit better than the Zao, I would say. So I take some shots at this. I know that's a gross Kurfürst from memory. That's over there. So I'm going to take some shots at him. This thing, I'm not going to say 100%, but it seems to me like it chews up battleships at range. It just seems that way. Okay? So I take a couple shots at the Kurfürst. I think I started a fire. I'm not sure. Incapacitations. And I'm going to swing around here. I'm going to try and get my sorry self away from being broadside. I'm going to take a shot at this cruiser. Do some decent damage. Start a fire. Secondaries are going off. I'm doing it wrong. My secondaries are firing. Ran into these two. I believe that battleship back there is a Richelieu, but I'm not quite sure. Tier 8. These two ram each other. The bots decide to commit suicide. And I'm on my own over here now. Backing me up, I forget who's behind me. Might be a battleship, I'm not sure. So I fire off torps at the battleship. Again, that's your oh my god button. These are the 12-kilometer torps. They kind of book. So I'm going to launch them both down that way. I'm going to start shooting. I had AP loaded. I switched types, and you can see how long it takes to switch between types. And I'm already up to 32,000 damage. So I'm doing it wrong. I'm too close. I ran into this. This might happen to you. But I'm too close. What I should have done is turn away and run. But I didn't. So I'm looking for torps. They're not there yet. 2-minute timer. So I bring up my guns again. And I take a shot. It seems to me like high explosive on the ship will do more significant damage than armor piercing. And one shot from a tier 8 battleship. Game over. It hit my citadel. Okay? So your mileage may vary in ships. We ended up winning this battle, of course, co-op. Until next time, get this ship. You guys be good to each other and have a great, great day.